Hello again. Earlier today I dealt with one of Boris Johnson's broken manifesto pledges. He really is a shameless scoundrel. Most Prime Ministers would feel a little awkward about breaking their word once in this way, and might try and slip in another broken promise at a later date. Not Johnson though, who is like no Conservative that I've ever known in my life. Not only is he a dreadful liar, but he's behaving increasingly like Jeremy Corbyn, determined to take money from working people to punish them for having jobs. And all to pay for the various madcap schemes he and his cronies have embarked upon over the course of the last 18 months or so. After raising taxes, he casually mentioned that he would deny pensioners a substantial rise in their income, one which he had guaranteed to give them in his election manifesto, of course. The so-called triple lock means that every year Britain's old age pension will rise either by the rate of inflation or the average rise in wages, or 2.5%, whichever of these three is higher. Wages are likely to rise by 8% in the course of the year, and so Johnson has decided to go back on his word and refuse to honour the specific promise which he made in 2019. Let's hope that people remember at the next election how much his promises are really worth. This does not incidentally affect me personally, lest people feel that I'm raving on like this because I'm seeing my pension not rising by a large enough amount. I'm still working and I've never drawn my old age pension, but that does not mean I shall be able to escape the effects of the socialist programme which a supposedly Tory government is bringing in. That is to say, taxing people more and more to pay for ruinous government policies. Because I have continued to work, I shall have to start paying, in addition to the income tax which I already pay, an additional 1.25% of my earnings in national insurance contributions. Pensioners have never ever had to pay national insurance contributions before. This is a real first, and this little bit of spite was slipped in almost unnoticed amid all the fuss and the speeches yesterday. Old people who choose not to take the old age pension, like me, but instead carry on working, are being penalised by having to fork out hundreds of pounds more each year to pay for the crazy schemes which were associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, socialist governments, and let's face it, this is what Johnson's administration is in all but name, often do this kind of thing. They tax people so much that it's hardly worth working. Those who are idle or feckless don't need to worry because the state will continue to throw money at them. I might mention that this sudden burst of new taxation could hardly have been unexpected. When the government was throwing around money so that people could go on furlough and so on, where on earth did anybody think that money was going to come from? This is only the beginning of a long road, as many other debts incurred during the pandemic will be due for payment in the coming years. If you think that taxes are high now, and they are of course higher than at any time during peacetime in Britain, then trust me, you've seen nothing yet. The debts are stupendously high, and the only way that they can be paid back is by stealing even more money from working people and old age pensioners. As I said earlier, let's hope that everybody remembers this terrible behaviour when the next election comes round.